are live. All right. Welcome to the Sober Weekly podcast, where we host all platforms of recovery. If you're a Patriots fan, I'm just kidding. No, but really, if you're a Patriots fan, Tom Brady, if you're watching this, I just want to say I got a theory that one day your son might be a drug addict, and I'll be there ready to get him sober, and that's how we'll meet. I'm just throwing that out there in the universe. Law of attraction. But back to the podcast. This is a podcast that's going to be hosting the mindset that we need to develop to get through suffering. And that's where this is mainly going to be on. And today I have a very special guest and also a friend. He is a folk artist. He is a future speaker at seminars, churches, TV, you name it. He's going to be everywhere. After you hear his voice today, you won't forget it. This guy has a way of speaking that he makes you believe in yourself. He makes you get empowered and makes you push that extra step to follow your dreams and make you understand that everything you've went through was supposed to happen because something greater than you knew that you can handle that to lead somebody else through it. I want to welcome Migs Whiskey.
Thank you. And wow, man, now how am I going to meet up that standard? But thank you for having me, and I'm definitely happy to be here, man, and be a part of this.
And I'm grateful to have you here. I'm grateful to have you as a friend, and I'm grateful for what you're about to share for everybody on this podcast. So I just want to ask, man, were you born with tattoos?
No.
No?
This is a lot of time and a lot of pain.
A lot of time. Now, were those tattoos, when you say time, like prison time or overtime?
No, I got all my stuff at by brothers of mine. You know, garage, tattoo shop. Started off garage, and now they work at tattoo shops, own their own tattoo shops. But that's how it went.
Now, do you find that, like, now that you're in recovery, do you find that these tattoos kind of make life a little bit harder for you in a sense? Like the way people view you, maybe? When you go into a store looking for work?
Nah, man, I think it was always a little hard. You know, just even the neighborhood you grew up in. You know, I just even before the tattoos, I was a punk rocker with a mohawk and the Doc Marten boots, and the lady would still move her like kid over on the bus. You know what I mean? Taking the Whittier bus down to East LA to go to a gig or something.
How did that make you feel when you would see that?
It was normal, man. Normal. And like even too, like growing up, like getting jammed up by the cops even before the tattoos. It was just I never really felt different, and you know, I kind of committed to it. And yeah, I mean, did it close certain doors? Yeah, it did. It did. Obviously, I can't work at like a office job or like at a McDonald's, you know, on front desk at a Target or something. Yeah. So yeah, definitely certain doors were closed. But hey man, I'm doing today what I love to do.
That's right.
So and it all worked out.
That's true. And you have a job and you're changing lives. So that's just proof for anybody that's watching this too, that has tattoos all over their face, that you can still work, you can still make an impact, and you can still be in a group of people that do care about you and won't judge you.
Yeah, straight up. And I never had a problem looking for work. You know, I always had jobs, you know, and I've been tattooed. I had my neck tattooed at 16. So I'm walking through high school with a fucking tattoo already.
I bet you felt badass, huh?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It was an icebreaker. It was a fucking icebreaker, especially for the chicks. And I was like, chicks. Hey, it was like, you didn't have to really say things. It was like, oh, where did you get that? And then they just boom. You know, the rest is history.
I can relate to that. I got my neck tattooed, and I thought it was a badass. Took pictures, posted on Instagram, walked around.
Oh, that one where it's just like
it's always turning around like this. Oh, bro, you got a neck tattoo? Yeah. But all right, so mindset. Now, this is a heavy one. Your sister's death. You know, I know we've talked before that you lost your sister to cancer.
Yeah.
What was the mindset that you had to develop in order to get through that? Like, run us through that experience. Like, literally the day it happened.
All right.
What was the mindset that you had to develop for that?
To develop when it happened, or later on to get through it?
Maybe both. When it happened?
When it happened, I'm thank God for 08 and 09 doing some time in the county jail, and I ended up, started getting into religion, God and all that. So it was like the foundation was there. Really got back out and still running and gunning. But it was good that I had that, because when I was in the hospital, that's what kind of got me through it. I remember there was like a Bible verse that said, you're going to love me more than your father, your mother, your brother, your sister. And I would always hear people say, thy will be done. And like I was thinking about that while I was in the hospital down in this little temple, thinking like, do people even know what the fuck they're saying? Like, it's like really like you're down with whatever happens, and whatever happens you're gonna be cool with. And that was like a good thing for me to start thinking, and where I was at in that time. And it was, what's crazy is like I was able to stay sober in that hospital. That's crazy to me, through that, and make some straight up like decisions with these doctors coming in and saying like, we got to do this to like keep her still going and all this. Like, what do you want to do if her heart stops? And like decisions were hard. Like, I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy, but I'm glad that was there. And it was definitely like that little foundation of faith that I had, even though it was like a mustard seed, was enough to get me through that moment. But the moment she went 6 feet underground, it was like, fuck, I didn't hold on to it. I didn't have that foundation. They talk about it in the Bible, build on a rock, not on the sand. And I fucking had built in the sand. And I was running and gunning, but that helped me in that moment.
So the faith, the faith that you got from the Bible when you were locked up, those things you remember from it, you were able to use that during the time in the hospital when everything was happening.
Yeah.
So now, when she went 6 feet under, and you said you started to fall apart, what helped you get back on track then with that mindset? So obviously, so you fell apart. So did you go back to using?
No, yeah, I straight went back to using.
And
yeah.
What were your two drugs of choices?
My drug of choice is cocaine and whiskey.
Cocaine and whiskey.
Cocaine and whiskey. And once that cycle started up, it was hard to get out. I call it the cycle of a psycho. And obviously there was one day out of the week where I would try to like I'm gonna get clean, and it just didn't work. And
so was it like when your sister got buried 6 feet under? Was that something that was fueling your addiction?
Oh yeah, bro, definitely. And I just was running and gunning. I was ruining my relationship, because at this point, I had my son, my old lady at the time, and I just was ruining my relationship. I was using coke and drinking, and I'm talking about, I wasn't in the closet about my shit. I'm at family parties doing coke in the restroom. I was like, had friends events, like doing them right, like doing the bumps right in front of everybody, like, yo, like at the bar. I remember racking them up.
Yep.
And they're like, dude, they're gonna kick us out. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut up, get the fuck out of here. Yep. I remember pissing at a bar too, just like Jim Morrison style, pulled it out, just started pissing. I was a complete wreck. I was just all messed up. The criminal lifestyle started coming back, and I was just running and gunning. And
so at that point, what finally got you out? So you're in your addiction, you're fucking up all this shit. What happened mentally that you're finally able to, like, okay, I got to accept my sister's death, and I can't be acting like this because of that?
Sick and tired of being sick and tired, looking around, everything was fucked, and it was Father's Day. It was fire. And to tell you the truth, I wish I could pinpoint it, like what it was. It was like probably a mixture of everything. My relationship was shit. Like, I was sleeping around. I was miserable as hell. Death was like really just on my mind, just chasing it. And Father's Day, I spent time with my son, and I remember we were kicking back, and it's just like we're playing, and I'm just like thinking, I just want to go out. And I went out that last night, and we hit up a couple bars, hit up a couple strip clubs. I think it was like 2 strip. I don't really remember. I ended up doing blow and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I think I even smoked crack that night.
You smoked crack?
Yeah, I didn't even know they still had that shit.
So you're at a strip club, you're doing blow, you're at the strip club, you're drinking, then you got
at the bar. Then end up at the homie's pad, and then eventually I woke up the next morning to my daily routine, which was wake up, throw up in the toilet, look at myself in the mirror, do 2 key shots, go into the kitchen, grab my bourbon bottle, throw 3 ice in there, and sip up before I could get that breakfast in. And I didn't do it that day. I woke up, threw up, looked at myself in the mirror, washed my face, and I said, I'm done. Grabbed a little Coke sack, threw it in there, and I'm like, dude, I better be about it. Got sick, and then the process started of working. out the problems where I'm like, now I got to face this shit because no one's going to come and do it for me. Yeah. And the warrior mentality kind of helped me. The warrior mentality.
So what's the warrior mentality?
It's fucking, I start owning it and start fucking pushing forward. It was like all that stuff that I learned from the streets and all that. I put it into play, like all that rutina and all that. I started trying to build it back up, you know, and use it as a positive. And obviously I had to get help. I went to like the church and I went to the AA thing and they kind of pushed. But then like after 5 months of like doing the program, my depression started kicking back in, and that's when it went full on warrior mentality, where it's like own it up.
So now, when the depression was kicking in on 5 months, what was it? Did you still not accept your sister's death at that point? Like, what do you think it was?
Man, mixture of shit. I think it's just like I started like digging up the garden, like right, like you're starting like build this new foundation, and you figure out that the old foundation was all just shit.
Yeah.
The whole garden was fucked. It wasn't only one flower.
It's everything.
So you pull it out, and now I got a big ass hole. There's my depression all over again. Right? So I had to build from the ground up, and that's when I started going to these motivational speakers and all that, like Mel Robbins and Jim Quick. They're talking about habits, rituals, and I started building a routine that was way more advanced than like the stuff that I was already learning in there. And I'm not saying that I knocked the AA or none of that. I was using that plus the church plus this new stuff, and I just ran with it, and it really helped. I got in it, and I did this like David Goggins talks about it, the accountability mirror, right? I did that without even knowing about David Goggins.
Yeah, because that's basically what like a step 4 is. In a sense,
step 4.
The 12 steps is get honest with yourself. Write out all the stuff that you have resentments towards, people you hurt, people you've hurt, people who've hurt you.
And then that's what exactly. And then like I looked at all my weaknesses, and I knew my weaknesses. Like people thought they knew my weaknesses. No, I knew. Yeah. I knew the real stuff I was scared about.
Now, in your step 4, did you write your sister's name on that?
Yeah.
How did that look?
I mean, to tell you this, I wasn't really a part of her life. I wasn't. I mean, I don't have that relationship like everyone. I hear people talk about their sisters or brothers. My family, I was kind of raised up by wolves, you know, and I'm not saying that they were shitty people. It's like we were kind of like we all did our own thing. I have 2 sisters. I had 2 sisters, and we all did our own thing, and that's just how it was in my house. My mom worked like 2-3 jobs, and I wasn't really home, so we just kind of like we were not connected, but you know, it's so like there wasn't much to write, but that I was just a shitty brother, and I wish I was there more, and that only brought more guilt. It didn't really like, you know. Then my other sister and me, like our relationship is always been like, you know, distance, and I'm still trying to build that, you know, and it's a working, and you know, it's a work in the making, because you're talking about another human being, not because I'm moving forward means everybody else wants to.
So would you say it's the step 4 and sobriety, or mainly let's just say sobriety and working the steps, would you say that that's what helped you accept your sister's death? For people that are out there that are going through that maybe haven't accepted a loved one's death of cancer.
I'll tell you straight up what it is. The steps helped me with sobriety. What helped me with my sister was God. Understanding that. And understanding that after this, there's something bigger. That's what got me through my sisters. And I practice it every day on the track. I would go out and run, push my limits on that track. And my maker believes he believes that through Jesus Christ, you know, you're gonna get to the kingdom, but it's the work too. And like I considered that track the work, and I would go out there and I would push it to my limits, and I would set a certain mile, and I would push it. And trust me, it was hard. And I was like, you got to earn it. And she's at the finish line. Oh, your sister's at the finish line. Yeah, picture her at the finish line. So if you make this, you get a hug, or you get to see her again, you get the key to the kingdom. And it's weird. It's fucking weird, but it helped me. And I did that for 365 days. And on the 365 days, which every day I did it, I would fucking cry after. But on the 365th day, I fucking did it, dropped to my knees, cried it out. And ever since then, dude, I I really don't bring her up unless people bring her up. And it's just like, I know now, just like that, like if I keep doing the work that I need to do, doing the dues, I'll see her again.
Yeah.
And it really helped me. And people are probably going to be, that's fucking crazy on a track. It was my form of spirituality. It was my form of releasing that suffering, and it worked for me. And that just like thinking like she's at the finish line today. And it was that accountability to that track, to my routine. And it helped me. And I don't know how to fucking put that. I mean, probably some fucking scientist or some smart fuck would probably, but it fucking worked. I like literally, I know that I'll see her again.
No, that's beautiful, man. I'm just saying that. Thank you again for sharing that part with people too, because I know a lot of people who are either struggling with a loved one with cancer, or that maybe someone has cancer right now, that can help them to trust in a higher power, to know that they're going to a better place, have faith to get through that. And then, like you said, if in recovery, just stay sober, and with time, you will learn to accept it.
And another thing is just like, if you do have someone that's suffering with cancer, suffering with an illness that's going to take them, my only advice is say everything that's on your fucking mind right now and in your heart, because that's the only thing I wish I would have done. It was like, say it all. Get real, cause we got this fucking mentality that we're gonna live forever, and that's a fucking lie. And that's it. Just love your loved ones every day, because you don't know, and it's crazy because I come from that lifestyle too, where you didn't know this, tomorrow's never promised. And like, we were literally putting ourselves out there with this crimes or whatever it may be. Guys get on bikes too, and like they put their life on the line,
So like, speaking on crime, how do you not act out on your crime like habits in recovery? How do you not?
That's another warrior mentality, right? So it's like, I know I got the weapons, but today the warrior uses them for defense, not offense. I know I have the capability to, take flight or do, but I use it as defense now. It's like, it's all just for protection if it had to come to, but I never like really, I always go God first, like let God. But for that too, minimizing. Becoming.
What do you mean?
About needs and not wants help me. So now like the needs are just like food, shelter, clothing, my health and my faith, family.
Also, like when you say minimizing, like those guys that minimize everything. Where
I got rid of certain, like the clothes. I haven't bought nothing in like 2 years. The last thing I think I purchased was some running shoes, and it was because I was getting like shin splints from all those running, 365 days.
That's crazy.
I started feeling it, and I had to get some real running shoes. But that's like the last purchase, and that helps me. So now I don't give power to money. Now I understand that money's just fucking paper, and it's trust me, it's easier said than done. Like people are like, fuck that dude, what does he fucking know? I'm like, yeah, like straight up, I don't give it no power. I understand that in this world you need it, but if I start giving it fucking power, it'll drag me out there to fucking want to steal from somebody or find some fast hustle, which I'm good at, like I don't have a big rap sheet. I'm not the dude that's gonna sit here and tell you I've been in and out of prison or the jails. I haven't. Like my uncle always said, if you keep getting caught, you're not good at it. You might as well go get another fucking job. Get a real job or something, because you suck at being a criminal. The thing about me, I felt like invincible from not getting caught all those times, and that was fucking bad. So just today, what I do is I don't give money power, so it doesn't take power over me, and I end up in a jam again.
Gotcha. So by minimizing, like, because I do the same thing. So yeah, by minimizing, you start to kind of see that what's important, what's not important. And then the more spiritual you become with it, you start to realize that, yeah, I might make the same amount of money this year like I did last year, but because I'm spiritual, I don't care about the worldly things now. Yeah. So now I have all this money saved up because nothing grabs my attention. Boom. I could walk into a mall and I feel lost. And before walking to a mall, I want to buy this, that, this, and that. And now it's like, I don't even know why I'm here. And with that comes power.
Yeah, that's power in itself. Yeah, and that's exactly cool. With that power, I try to keep it in my hands, and that's right. You walk through the malls and people see fancy stuff. I just see like just glass, and like I don't focus on it no more. And it was discipline too. Understanding the minimizing was something, but knowing that and like took discipline and like really living it. And today it actually works. Where I'm just like, dude, I'm cool with what I got.
Yeah,
and I mean, I think I got it from the Bible too. Jesus was just like a nomad kind of thing, you know. So it goes with my faith.
Sweet. All right. So now, like, I have these questions that I want to ask, you know, that I'm going to be asking everybody that comes on the show, you know. And again, this is our first show. So again, I'm blessed to have you.
Thanks for having me.
So these are the questions I'm going to ask. The first one, 3 books that helped you in your recovery.
The Bible, which I still read. The AA book, you know, and Drop the Rock.
Drop the Rock.
Drop the Rock.
So
it talks about like 6 and 7 step.
Yeah.
It talks about the character defects and that's like something I feel we're gonna work on forever.
Yeah.
You know, because like they'll like manifest in different ways.
Yeah. They say that step 6 and 7 is what the Drop the Rock Drop the Rock book is, for those who haven't heard of it, and it teaches you exactly how to understand that, you know, some of the character defects you're just gonna have. And you have to understand how to be aware of it so you don't act on it. And to understand, too, that sometimes your personality is not your personality. It's your defects.
Yeah, you personalized a defect.
Thinking that this is who I am. It's like, no, that's not who you are. It's a defect.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to trust that and change it, your whole life will just change.
It's an exposure, man. Exposed to the max.
And that's what separates what they say, separates the boys from the men, the girls from the women.
Yeah.
So those people that we see that are 10, 15, 20 years sober and they're still miserable, they're probably not working 6 and 7
And I don't want
step.
to be that fucker.
Yeah, no one does.
I don't want to fucking be in the room fucking miserable as fuck. Sobriety isn't fucked up. It's fucking the best thing that happened to me.
Sobriety is awesome.
Yeah.
It's just the way you have to approach it and start building things of passion in your life in sobriety, not drink and use, because then you're going to be miserable. And that's what I think a lot of people get it wrong. Sobriety is boring. It's like, sobriety is not boring. You're boring because you're not willing to take the effort into finding out what you love and who you are and be able to go with it. Just because we're different. Who cares? Like, there's a lot of different people
going to take fucking work and ownership. Own your shit.
All right, cool. So we got those 3 books. Now, how about what is something weird that you did in your addiction? And again, for those that are watching, I say this because people that have used, especially meth, is that
I've heard some weird stories about people on meth. Yeah,
he probably has one, so we'll find out. I'll start up with mine first, just so you kind of can see where
I'm not going to top that.
Oh no. So what people can understand is that all these jokes are coming from reality stuff that we actually do in our addiction. And again, it's not who we are. It's just that's what drugs does to you. Yeah. So, you know, like for me, for meth, I've done some weird stuff, man. Talk about people masturbating for like 4 or 5 days. I think I've been in a Motel 6 naked with a bunch of like fruit in the room for some odd reason. Penis-shaped fruit.
Shit, we're going there.
We're going there. Hey, I tell people, just be honest with this weird shit you've done. I walk into a store sometimes. I'm afraid to go by the vegetable section.
Oh shit, that's heavy.
I can't eat I can't eat what's some things that we eat as Mexicans? You cut up the cucumbers with tajin. Can't do that no more.
Ah, shit, man. I don't even know. I've never really thought about this question. Weird. Fuck.
Yeah. You ever sleep with a dude?
No.
No. Hey. Again. You ever sleep with a dude?
No, I haven't.
I have.
Nah, weird. Fuck. Weird. I got pretty weird after like 2 days of being up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of weird shit. But yeah, man, I don't know. I can't really think about one that's weird. I mean, fuck. I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, obviously there's a lot of like sex shit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about like meth. I mean, never no dudes or never like, you know, fruits and vegetables or whatever the fuck, but
no.
Definitely. I don't even know.
All right, you know what?
I don't know.
All right, well, guys, we know Migs Whiskey isn't, he isn't open enough to come out about that, but maybe on my next episode, he'll remember the weird stuff that he did and get honest.
Weird, yeah. Yeah. No, you know what? All right, meth, and it wasn't even a lot. I was changing the channels, and I like every time I changed it, I thought the fucking channels were trying to tell me something. That was fucking pretty weird for me. And I was like really trying to keep changing channels, and then like it mostly was around that Christian channel, the 40. 40 channel, I think it was. Channel 40.
Channel 40.
Yeah. And I would always like I would bounce back and I'm like, it's trying to tell me something. I think it's God talking to me. That was pretty weird for me. But that's just drugs. You stay up long enough, you'll start having crazy shit like that.
That's true. You start getting psychosis. Yeah. One time I thought my cats were talking to me. And I'm a cat freak. Yeah. So I was kind of cool.
I think that's pretty badass. Like you tapped into a whole different dimension.
Yeah, until I ended up in the hospital. Shit. Yeah, I put a whole 8-ball of meth in my butt.
You see, that's close it up. That's intense.
Dude, it is intense. I had to go to the hospital because I couldn't go poop for a week. Or 10 days, 10 days. I had to go and lie. I'm like, I can't go to the restroom. Why is there a bunch of tearing around your butt? I have no idea. And she just went, stuck it in.
You see, how am I going to top stories like that?
Next question. You made me feel more normal. Okay, again, what are your tools for people that are out there in recovery? What are the tools that helped you? I could say, like, for me, obviously I love meditation. Aside from the AA and the 12 steps, which I recommend, meditation was my big thing. I meditate every day for up to an hour for about 16 months. To me, that just helps me not act out on my emotions. So what about for you? What is something that helped you?
Exercise. Definitely. Daily exercise helps. They're not fucking around. It really does. It just fucking catapults you into like happiness and God, because I always say if you follow flesh and bone, in the end you'll be alone.
I like that. Can you say that one more time? If
you follow flesh and bone, in the end you'll be alone. I don't follow man today. Good. I don't follow man. I say if it's in this book, I'll do it till it starts not making sense to me, and to this point it's made sense. So that's what I do. And honesty, acceptance, and gratitude.
Those are good.
Honestly, I have a fucking problem. I've accepted that I can't do it by myself, and I'm just grateful every fucking day that I'm a fucking live. That I'm not where I used to be, and I use gratitude all the fucking time, and to use that, I wake up and think about my sister and all my homeboys that are either doing time in jail or passed away. I think about my sis a lot. She's a big key, and I think like if God gave her 24 hours, would she be fucking whining about the little bullshit? Think about those kids in the hospital when I was with my sister. Those, like, that's like one of the strongest tools.
Your sister.
My sister. That struggle. And people would be like, man, that sounds kind of depressing waking up every morning thinking about that. But it's not, because this is the thing. I like, death is fucking real. It's inevitable. So getting real, getting honest.
All right, man. So last question for the addict that is still suffering out there. What would you want to say to them?
Fuck, man. You don't have to live this way. You straight up don't, and if you're out there and you're struggling, you're going through a storm, this too shall pass, and just go out and just get honest. Are you fucking truly happy? And if you're not, get that help. And, Buddha said, all spirituality is just a release of suffering. Go find something, man, that releases your suffering. May that be at a church, a temple, AA, NA, because no one's going to fucking do it for you, and no one's going to come and save you, and no one, you can't, no one likes to, you got to get honest, man, straight up. And if you're not happy, just fucking go to it, whatever the fuck that is, because life's not about having fun. It's about having peace. I heard
peace in your heart.
Yeah, and that's it. There's no chemical solution or material solution for a spiritual problem.
Amen.
And that was my problem. It was spiritual. It wasn't. I tried filling up that hole with drugs and women and rock and roll and all that, and it just didn't fucking work for me. And if you're there, just know that there's help.
Now, if these people want to reach you, again, because you are a musician and you post a lot of positive stuff out there about recovery, where can people reach you at?
Instagram, MIGS333, Migs333. YouTube, Migs Whiskey. You could hear some of my songs, and Facebook, Migs Whiskey. I got an official page there, and just hit me up, and I'll be around, man. Just like you said, like on the Instagram, all I post is about music, positivity, and anyone struggling.
Sweet. Well, man, I just want to say again, I'm blessed to have you as a friend. I'm blessed to have you here, and just know that I appreciate everything that you do and all the messages that you spread, and that a lot of people are going to be very grateful that you shared how the mindset to get through your sister's death, through addiction, through the criminal lifestyle, and then just through life.
Yeah.
So I love you, man. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me, man.